Hey, how's it going? It's George Pierce. We're gonna math it up. This is assignment 3, order of operations. Let's check it out. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. Question 1A. If you have the worksheet in front of you, you can see either you got 30 questions or what would it be? 20 questions or something like that, depending on what level it is. But you're all gonna have this one. 1A. There is a cube here. This is a to the power of 3. That's what's new on this one. So you got to go 3 to the power of 3, which is going to be 3 times 3 times 3. This is going to be 27. 3 times 3 is 9, times another 3 is 27. Times 2, drop down our 2. 27 times 2 is going to be 54. Just like that, 54. The next one, some order of operations. We work within the parentheses first. So we go 5 plus 1. This is going to be 6. We're going to drop down our next chunks here. We drop down our 18. We're going to move our sign down. 18 divided by 6. This is going to be 3. On to the next. Now this one is a little different because we have to multiply everything inside of the brackets by the exponent here. So we'll do the parentheses first. 2 times 7, or 2 plus 7 is 9. We're going to drop down our parentheses. Get rid of this mark here. Drop down our parentheses, write our squared there, and then this 9 squared is going to be 81. I'm dropping those parentheses down because they mean something later on. If there's a negative number, it's important to keep them in our minds. 1D. Again, 2 times 4 is going to be 8. We're going to put our parentheses there, carry our 2, or drop our 2 down, right? Our squared. And 8 squared is going to be 64. Positive 64. 1E. Now, start with our exponent here. No parentheses in this one. This is going to be 100 minus 2. 100 minus 2 is, of course, going to be 98. That's our answer. 1F. Now, order of operations say when there's multiplication and division, we move from left to right. So 6 times 11 is going to be 66. We're going to divide that by 3. Right, we're showing our work, what's dropping down and where's it going. 66 divided by 3 is going to be 22. 3 times 22 will equal 66. On to the next, we have some parentheses that are touching each other. That's implied multiplication, or you could think of it as distributing, but again, we're just going to do the order of operations without thinking about the distribution of numbers yet. So 5 plus 1, that's going to equal 6. We're going to put our 6 in brackets. We're going to move our negative 3 down with its brackets. Now they are butted against each other. They are put together, and that's implied multiplication. So you're going to go negative 6 times 3, and of course a negative times a positive is a negative. So this is going to be negative 18. That's our answer. Always a good idea to box your answer. Next one, again, you can think about this as distributing 5 times 2 and 5 times 3, then do inside the brackets, but it's easier for us right now if we just do the order. Do the inside of the brackets first. That's going to be negative 1. Negative 1 times 5 is going to equal negative 5. Positive times a negative is a negative. Next one, 4 to the power of negative 4 to the power of 3. So it's exponent 3. Now there's an interesting rule here. If this 3 were inside the brackets, it would automatically be negative 4. Negative 64. But it's outside the brackets, so it's negative 4 times -4 times -4. Not just 3 times, like 4 times 4 times 4, and then drop the negative sign down. So it's a little bit more complicated. The rule is if it's a odd exponent, it'll be a negative number. If the exponent is even, it's a positive number. Hopefully your teacher talked about that in class. Hopefully I talk about that in class with you. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, Pierce never taught us that, what the heck? The answer is, this is going to be -64 minus -8. Minusing a negative is like adding a positive. So the answer is going to be positive, negative, 56. Yeah, box my answer here. All right. D, 2D. Once again, now this is the opposite side of that rule, right? It's a even number times a negative number within a bracket. And this is going to be +4. This is going to be 4 minus 6. And that, of course, is going to be -2 as our answer. Tricky ones. That's why we're practicing them. 3 times 1 plus 11. So let's do our 1 plus 11. This is 12. Leave the brackets there. Move down our 3. 3 times 12 is 36. Positive 36. 2F. Now, once again, let's do our maths first and then square them outside the brackets. We're thinking, what's the rule? Let's get to that in a second. So we're going to go -4 divided by 2. That's going to be -2. We're going to drop down our 2, and then our answer is going to be 4. Right? Negative base times a even exponent. Positive answer. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 steps at once here. I'm going to do the square over here, and I'm going to do this in one step. So I'm going to go 6 times, this is going to be 36, minus 2 times 2 minus -6. 2 minus -6 is going to be 8, right? Less negative by 6. 36 minus 8 is going to equal 28. Two cubed. Once again, I'm going to do both of these at the same time here, and one step. So I'm going to go. That's going to be 8 minus -6 minus 3, so minus -9. So this is going to be positive 17. -6 minus 3, 8. Yeah, okay. 3C. All right. Whoa, okay. Ooh. All right, this is a tricky one here. So we're going to go do what we can inside. So we're going to do -6 minus -7. So this is going to be 1. And then we have 1 squared to the power of 4. And what order do we do this in now? 1 times 4. Oh, and drop down the 1. Plus 1. Drop down the 4. So we have 1 squared. So the power of 4. 1. Is it going to be 4 and 5? Do the exponent first or distribute the 4 first? Interesting. So it's either going to be 5 or it'll be 16. Let's see. I'm interested. I actually forget how to do this in order. 3C. Whoop. 3C. 3C5. Okay. So you're going to square it first. which is going to be equal to 4, 1, plus 1. And then you're going to multiply 4 times 1, which is 4, plus 1. And that equals 5. Answer is 5. Can you see that on there? There we go. 5. Interest. So I just had to think, like, do you distribute the 4 first, or do you do the exponent first? And of course, distributing the 4 is multiplication, which comes after the exponent. So if I followed the rules, I would have got it, but I was just questioning myself here. That's why the answer sheet's there. Okay, D. So we have triple parentheses here. One is just symboling a negative, but so this step we can do because it's outside over here. So I'm going to skip this first. I'm going to do this one and then this one. And then after that, I'll do the answer times this one. Then and finally, I'll do that at the end. Oh, there's no room for all of this. I'll do small. So we have -1 plus 10 right here. This is going to be 9. And we get to get rid of the negative parentheses and that, but then we still have 9 times 3, which is dropping the 3 down, divided by, and then we can do, that is 9. And then we have 27 divided by 9. And that's going to be 3. Okay. E. So just adding and subtracting on this one, but we do have an exponent, so I'll do that first. So we have drop down our -12, same row, plus 49 plus 1 plus 12. So trying to draw my lines here, right? So you can sort of see where the numbers came from. -12 plus 49, so it's 39, 37. 37 plus 1 plus 12. And I'm going to do all these in one step. 38 and 40, 50. -7 squared. Yeah, 49. Positive 49. Okay. E. It's going to go back there. E, 3E. I'm just going to check. 3E, 50. Okay, got it. Always good to check your answers, make sure you're doing the things right. It seemed too simple to me. All right, let's change up our camera here. Circle cam. We're going to go down over here. The question is -10 divided by -5 plus 1 to the 1 squared, -1 squared minus 6. So I'll do 2 steps at once here. So the first one is 10 divided by, oh, never mind. Nope, I have to reassess here. There's parentheses here. I got to do that first and then do this after. Okay, so 5 plus -1. So -1 squared, which is 1. So this is going to be 6, -6. I'm adding a negative, minus 6, parentheses still, 10 divided by 6 minus -6. No, this can't be right. Oh, that's what's going on. All right, let's back up. All right, so this is what's happening. This is going to change to +1. That's what's going on. -1 divided by -1 times -1 is +1. That's what happens. Okay. So this is going to change. Let's write this all out. 10 divided by -5 plus 1, right? Because this is going to become plus 1, minus 6. And then we have negative 5 plus 1, which is 4. 10 divided by negative 4 minus 6. And then we have, drop that down again, we have these two coming together. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10. And then 10 divided by negative 10 is going to equal negative 1. That makes more sense. All right. Strange stuff. F. 4a. Let's do our exponents, and well, let's do this first. 2 to the power of, that's going to be 8 minus 1. That's going to be 7. And then we're going to have 4 minus 7, which is going to be negative 3. Answer, negative 3. For B, we have 2 minus 1 plus 3 divided by negative 1. Okay, so let's do this whole bracket in one step here. 2 minus 1 is 1, plus 3 is 4. So 4. And then we have this 3 minus 4 divided by negative 1. So negative 1, right? 3 minus 4 is negative 1 divided by negative 1 is going to equal positive 1. 4b. Yeah, 1. Quite a few steps here. All right, this is lots of steps here. Woo! Oh boy. So we have triple brackets, and so one of those brackets just for negative. So we're going to start with negative 18 divided by negative 3, and then move on to this stuff over here, and then go in order of operations that way. Okay. So negative 18 divided by negative 3 is going to equal positive 3. No, positive 6. What am I doing? What happened? No. Oh no. Shoot, how do I get rid of that? There we go. Okay. Whew. Close one. Okay, 6 parentheses. And then we're going to drop down our subtraction sign. 6 times 6. And negative 5 squared, so this is going to be 25. Subtract this. So this is going to be, order of operations, 36 minus 6. And then 25 minus 36 minus 6. That's going to be 30. 25 minus 30 is going to be, I'll just write it here, negative 5. Answer, negative 5. For C, negative 5. All right. For D, we have lots of parentheses here, so we can do this one. This is going to be negative 4. We can do this one, which will be 0. Negative 2 plus 2. 0 to the power of 2. And then we have negative 3 minus times... So, alright, this is interesting. Negative 3 minus is 0 squared, which is 0. So this is just going to remain negative 3. No. Negative 3. Because this is... Stop that. This here is multiplication, right? This. So why don't we just go... And I'll just move this whole thing over. Lasso. It's supposed to be right up against it. So order of operations, we do the multiplication. Negative... This is going to equal 0. And then negative 3 minus 0 is just going to remain negative 3. 4d, negative 3, 4d 12. What did I do wrong? 4d 12? Oh, it's in brackets. Oh, what? No. What is happening? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's back this step up a little bit here. Minus 3 is in brackets with this, which is also beside this, like that. There we go. Now that makes more sense. Now, in between those two is a subtraction sign. Okay, so let's go back through this here. It's first this and the exponent, which equals 0. Then we drop this down, and this inside, which is going to equal, of course, negative 3. And then we move this down, and it's negative 4 times negative 3, which is 12. Oh my gosh. So many brackets, steps. This is good. This is why I have an answer sheet and paying attention to this stuff. That's a tricky question. Or maybe it's not and it was just tricky to me at that moment. All right. 10 to the... Oh my gosh. All right, so 20 divided by negative 10 to the power of 3. 10 times 10 times 10 plus 4 minus 4. All right, well, let's do it. So let's go 20 divided by negative 1,000 plus 4 minus 4 plus 0. Right? 4 minus 4 is going to be 0 times 10. All right, 20 divided by 1,000. I guess I could write it as a fraction. Or I could write it as an... Interesting. Holy smokes. All right, I'm going to see if my friend wants to just... That doesn't seem right to me. Power of 3, 1/50th, 0.02. Doesn't seem right. I must have written that question incorrectly. Now, you know what I did? This 3 should be outside of this bracket here. Let's do that one, because I bet the answer is going to be that in the bottom. What 4e? 4e, negative 8. Okay. 20 divided by negative 10, which would be negative 2 within the brackets squared, which would be plus 4 minus 4 plus 0 times 10, and then negative 20, and then we're going to go 2 to the power of 3. This is going to be negative 8 plus 0 times 10. And then 0 times 10 is going to be 0. And then that's going to drop down, and negative 8 plus 0 is negative 8. Answer. Weird one. I wonder if my phone will show that now. Yeah. No. Still sees that there. Yeah, okay. That's what it should be. I gotta fix that one. Sorry about that. Okay, F. So within the brackets, oh, interesting. So we have bracket here and bracket here. So this is all in the brackets. So we're gonna go start with our squared and our division. So 8 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 2. Negative 2, and then we're going to plus, and we're going to do this in here. Bracket, big bracket, 7 minus, drop down our 7. Doing this in a weird order. Oh, negative 4 squared, so this is going to be 16. Right, so that 16 minus negative 9. Now we are addition and subtraction within the bracket. Negative 2 plus 16 is going to be 14. 14 minus negative 9 is going to be 14 minus 9 is going to be, minus negative 9 is going to be positive 23. And then positive 23. I guess I don't need to positive. And 7 minus 23. 7 minus 23. Oh, the difference between 7 and 23. 16, negative 16. For F, negative 16. Yes. All right. Some new ones here. So I'm just going to write it out beside here. So it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be 12. And then underneath we have parentheses. So we got to just stick to the regular thing, but do the parentheses first. Negative 5 minus 5. So this is going to be negative 10 and negative 4 minus negative 10. So this is going to be 6. 12 minus 6 is going to be, 12 divided by 6 is going to be equal to 2. The answer is 2. You see my workflow there. I did the bottom together in order of operations, but then just rewrote it off to the side there. 5b. Negative 2 minus 10. This is going to be negative 12. Drop down my minus and negative 5. Negative 12 minus 5 is going to be 7. Negative 7. Negative 12 minus 5. Minus negative 5. Negative 7. That's not my answer, so I'm not going to circle it, but it's going to be equal to 14 over negative 7, which is going to be equal to negative 2. That's my answer there. 4 times 5 is going to be equal to 20 over negative 4, which is equal to negative 5. That's my answer. 5D. 5D is... I don't have space to work here. Negative 30 plus 12 minus 7, and that is over negative 5. So we're going to go 30 plus 12. We'll work up here. 30 plus 12. Negative 30 plus 12 is negative 18. Negative 18 minus 7 is going to be negative 20. Whoop. It's going to be negative 25. So this is going to be equal to negative 25 over negative 5, which is equal to 5. Our answer is 5, equal to 5. Answer 5. Now we have 5e. 8 minus 1 divided by 7. 8 minus 1 is going to be 7. So 7 divided by 7, that's going to be 1. So this is going to be equal to 1 plus 5. It's going to be equal to 6. Write that below 6 because that's the style we're doing. All right, last question. 3 minus 6 minus 3 minus 6 minus negative 5. So 3 minus 6 is going to be negative 3 minus negative 5. It's going to be 2. And this will be equal to 14 divided by 2. And that's going to be equal to 7. And that's our answer. All right, a couple hiccups on our way through this. Problem solving. Thinking about this stuff. Put in the time, work through it. Leave me a comment. Show me some love. Give me a like. It's your boy, George Pierce. Find me on Twitter. Catch you next time. Math it up.